Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I thought for a minute you were gonna. Oh, you did. You immediately went to Old Tannenbaum. Like you literally always go to Christmas.
Oh, Tannenbaum.
I thought you were, ladies and gentlemen, in this corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Craze.
In this corner.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I am here. I'm not saying I'm sorry that I'm here. I'm saying sorry that we're late.
I was gonna say, Chris, wait a minute.
I meant to say I'm sorry we're
Why is this going
a
so
little
south?
late.
You're
Hey.
like, hey, I am.
You know what doesn't go south for the winter? This guy. Anyway, here we go. What are we doing today? Welcome in, everybody.
I'm painting.
Who we got? Avian,
I'm painting.
The
a
Grand
thing.
Deceiver, Brent, Big Bobzilla,
What's going on, gang?
Sugar Rush, Avian, soon the Oh Christmas. Oh, I know. I'm excited for December hits. Bam. I am in Christmas mode. You better believe it. You thought our Christmas good. We're just in a good way smashing you guys with information lately. I hope all of you saw the IRL Frameables today. Obviously, you guys have seen them before anybody else, but the world saw the prints today on socials. So there you go. Monumental Week of Firsts coming up next week. Jason, how you feel?
It's a lot.
Is it?
I feel pretty good.
It is. This is Husker Du says D3PO. D3PO. That's funny. Danger Boy in the bronze trunks, Chris in the purple primer trunks. He have Mr. Jason. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah,
Danger Boy.
I see where you're going with that.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, welcome in, everybody.
Wow. The how dare you kind of got me. I don't understand why you're so mean to people.
Big Bob, can you let us chill out for a second? Big Bob's like, after Christmas, can we be excited for Adepticon season? Yes. Well, you can do whatever you want. A wise man once told me that.
That you can do whatever you want?
Yeah. You ever just liked saying that?
Usually whenever we're having a hard time, Jen and I discussing what's for dinner.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. You can do whatever you want. You're a grown-ass woman.
Stan, I actually think Jason would be non-metallic gold trunks. I could see that. I think
that could be a thing.
Is that your favorite non-metallic gold to paint, Jason?
Is that my favorite non-metallic to paint? Is gold?
Yeah. Do you
No.
enjoy that over the other non-metallics, or is
No.
it just a feel or the project?
No, it really just is whatever the model wants to be. I don't care. I like steel when steel's the right answer. I like this bronze when bronze is the right answer. Doesn't matter to me, man. I'm hippy dippy when it comes to that stuff. I'm like, you know what? It's whatever the model tells me it needs to be. That's what the best one to paint is.
Yeah, man. Cyberspy says, can you explain or show how to glaze? I keep messing up on the process. Great question, Cyber. Bye.
Yeah. We can take some time to do
For a second, I thought he was just like, yeah, sure. I could do that. And then not show it. We're talking about it. Yeah, I know how to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, glazing's easy.
Yeah. Next question.
Best education you'll ever get right here, monumenthobbies.com. Welcome to it. Yeah, give me a minute to work through some of this and get these colors on here, and then we'll take some time to glaze. I don't have any steps that are going to be really great on the thing I'm working on right now, but that doesn't mean I can't show you some cool stuff. We'll find a model to do some glazing on. We kind of did glazing on the background, but not in a way that I think is very conducive to learning for most models because it's a flat spot. Glazing on flat surfaces is quite a bit different.
I hope everybody's doing great.
Me too.
Oh.
Don't do it. It is not Christmas. It isn't even Thanksgiving yet. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop.
Jason, my man. Hey, Jason, Papino, huh?
Stop it.
I think that bronze is going to be a beautiful color that you're going to do on this for us.
Oh, 100%.
And by us, I mean them. And by them, I mean me. And by me, I think the rest of the world. let's see here. I'm bringing up my there we go. Now I see. Let's see. Question. Chris, action speaks louder than words. Stop being late. You're right. I'm really working on that. Well, we're okay. Let me just clear the air.
We were right on
this.
time.
We are never late, nor are we early. We arrive precisely when we mean to.
We're late sometimes.
We are late sometimes. That's okay. We don't talk about that. Malev, what's going on, Malev? If we order the Wizard's butt set, we're not going to get any Wizard's balls, right? Or is there a chance for that? Malev.
Every paint has wizard ball in it.
Great question. Great question.
You've been here a while. You know.
Beep boop. And you also everybody, if you weren't paying attention, you also saw the Wizard's butt colors too. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Hint, hint.
We teased him today.
We did. Hee. Malev says, so 6. Slight chance. Yes. No, we're not late.
When were we late?
Who's late?
Somebody say we're late.
Everybody
we weren't late. We were on time. I was here 10 minutes early.
That's right. And by early, he means we were still like the stream did start at 2:05.
What?
Technically, yes.
Why? Yeah, that has nothing to do with me.
Neither does me, so I don't know what happened
You're
there.
the one with the buttons.
Me?
Yeah, you have the buttons. Literally, you have all the buttons.
There, Chris, spilling the tea. Avian, you're fired. You're banned.
Why banning Avian?
I don't ban anybody.
You just did.
I did ban him. But you're still, don't leave, Avian. We love you. We care for you.
Why do you lie to me so much?
Danger said, one of those colors spoke to me for a project. Super excited. You were all the best. That bluish one, the dark, like the weird looking blue that we got in there, that dark blue. It's pretty cool.
It's like
midnight.
It's like an emerald black.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. They're all cool. And good luck with that. Make sure you get them. Malev says, I'm torn between cheek and crack myself. Hey.
What?
That's one way to say it.
That needs to be on a shirt. Torn between cheek and crack.
The one and only PMS says, I love your true metallic paints, but I've wanted to challenge myself this December. How might you approach a non-metallic rust effect? Underpaint, glaze? I don't know where to start.
Okay, so help me understand. By rust effect, what's the end game? What are you wanting it to look like? Heavy rust? Because rust is not really a non-metallic thing. Rust doesn't have a reflection to it. It's actually very matte. And so you would paint your non-metallic metal like you see me do with silvers. It's generally silvers, right? Because the only thing that's going to rust are ferrous metals, irons. And so you would paint the steel, iron, whatever you want it to be like, and then go and add the rust over the top in general terms, right? So you go back with orange oxide, red oxide, that kind of stuff over the top of your non-metallic metal that you had painted. Let me think if I have anything here. I don't think I do. Maybe. Give me a moment.
The one and only PMS is saying, I'm going for corroded metal. Corroded metal, my bad. Corroded metal. Okay. So really
remember that the corrosion is an effect. Think of it like that. Okay. So when we want to go in and do things like rust or verdigris or any of the corrosion and oxidation effects on metal, that a lot of the time what you're really doing is painting the metal as if it weren't corroded and then adding the corrosion to it after the fact. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like we'll paint a tank or a figure as if their armor is sort of clean. It can have some shading and that looks weathered. And then you'll go in and put the earth tones over the top for the weathering, and whatever effects you want to add to it. And the same thing holds true when doing non-metallic metal, is that you would, go ahead and and paint the non-metallic metal as if it were not corroded, and then add the corrosion over it is one of the easiest ways, because then you have all of your shine where it's supposed to go, and then you cover up the shine where you want to expose the corrosion. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of questions here. I want to get these hands with this color before we move on, but I got some glazing to do, and then we can talk about rusty non-metallic metal too. Let's see if I can.
Can you mind, somebody's asking what this bronze workup is?
Right now, it's simply dark green brown, and then a mix of dark green brown and caramel brown.
Okay, nice.
This is about a 50-50 caramel brown, dark green brown mix for this first highlight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll probably go to just straight caramel brown after this. The caramel brown, dark green brown mix gives me a little bit more yellowishness.
Yeah.
Right now, I could jump to like yellow ochre after this might be a good point, or golden brown. I'll just have to play with it for a minute once we get past this part. Not any of you guys. I'm not a huge Snow Patrol fan, but like one of their old records that's one of my favorite records of all time came out in a car, and now it's like that's what's stuck in my head.
Can you sing it for us? And a 1, and a 2, and a... Oh.
Thanks, Chris.
That was a test, because I was going to say don't sing. We can't afford the licensing for that one. See, I
it's
almost
weird
got him.
Because it's not really my kind of music, but every now and then I find something that's more in the vein of like pop indie music that really sticks, and then every now and then on Spotify I'll forget what I chose, or I'll go in and just pick a new album and it'll roll over to something else, and that's what came up today. So
Swifter Bear, yay, I'm free. I'm about to work on my... Hey, Swifter Bear, I don't know what happened. I'm glad you got your thing fixed. I know I was messaging you the other night. I just wanted to make sure I checked all of our things, so I'm glad you're able to hop back in Twitch.
it's Twitch.
It's Twitch.
Twitchy. Like I said, I think I answered Swifter Bear in the Discord about that. There's been a lot of times lately where I'll go and want to chat in another streamer's
and ask
chat,
you to verify.
and it tells me that I'm not verified. And then when I go to click the link to verify, it says this phone number is already associated with an account. I go, well, no crap, it's the one I'm logged into.
It's my account.
I've been verified since verification was a thing on Twitch.
I'm the one who's a verifier.
Like, I'm partnered. This is what's supposed to, like, it, and then it never lets me go in. I can't ever talk in those channels.
Yeah. We're going to go over glazing here in a little bit, and then I'll catch up to some of the other questions. Mo says, I just discovered Paw Patrol the other day.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
What does it sound like when you Paw Patrol?
Oh, I don't know. Speaking of popping trolls,
welcome, everybody.
I was also going to say, where's Papa Chicken? I haven't seen you in a day or two, Papa Chicken. If you're out there, say hello. Let us know you're alive.
Hello.
Hey, no, absolutely, Swifter Bear. Even though I should have banned you for real. Maybe I should have just done that.
Why does he treat you this way, chat?
I don't do that.
I'll do better in the future, chat. I'll hire better producers.
No.
Nicer producers. I don't know that we can get a better one. Chris is pretty good.
I'm 50-50. I would say I'm 5 out of 10.
But nice.
Nice,
not
0.
So much. Yeah.
Chat pulled it out of me. They took me down and beat me.
So a nice subtle highlight that sits on top of our shadow and starts pulling into our midtone. Works very well. Okay, so we got to ask about glazing.
Yes.
How to glaze? How to mine glaze?
Jason, how do you glaze?
How do you mine glaze?
Hey, do you want a zenithal pre-highlighted texture trainer?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because most of the time when we're talking about glazing, we want to be glazing over a base coat.
But what if Chris did that for you? assuming you would ever need a texture trainer to grab and make an example of.
Well,
It's
you
okay.
have some.
I
But
know.
none of them have base coats on them. I need something that allows me to go in and show you how to glaze. Like go over a base coat and use glazing to its fullest potential.
How about hold?
I think he's lying. I think he's lying, chat.
Hold here. I have options.
He has to blow like miles of dust off of him.
One. There's that one.
That's a
Two.
okay.
And then this one I think was actually a glazing example.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I believe that was actually a real glazing example.
Yeah, we could use some of these.
It's up to you.
This cloak one I think works really well.
Yeah.
I could glaze over the red on the cloak. I was looking for a rust example too. I don't know that I have a really good rust.
I could go grab my
The Guardian's not for rust and non-metallic. The problem is the non-metallic metal. I don't do a lot of rusty non-metallic metal generally, but if we pop in super close on his weapon, and you'll probably have to do a little refocus. Okay, so the this
there it is.
Right, has been done to where it has a little bit of corrosion on it that was done with like a burnt orange or burnt sienna and burnt orange, right? And so I would get it to where it was almost like a wash and just put it in the recesses and then do like my mid-tone grays over it and then, bring it back in later on so that I get that kind of little rusty effect on it. And you can kind of work the grays. In this case, all the steel on here was just done with grays, warm grays and neutral grays. And you can do that and have the rusty color be as visible as you need it. Remember that rust sits on top of metal. It's that upper layer of metal that starts to oxidize and the rust piles on. So, having it on the upper surfaces works pretty good. You can see how I've got some in the belly area too. Right.
Nice.
So
I like that. It's very subtle, but it definitely reads that way.
Yeah, pop in really close.
Yeah. Oops.
Right, so you can see.
There it is.
Like just in the areas up in here.
The crevasses.
The crevasse and like around the join parts and like underneath there. So I'm basically like just stippling a little rust in there to make it look weathered. So it has that corrosion. It's not like full on Nurgle aged and beat up like it's going to fall apart if he smacks somebody with it. But it does have quite a bit.
That's how I do a lot of my rust.
Quite a bit of weathering on it, so it works pretty well.
Very nice.
That's what I would tell you to do. And like even with the rest of the armor and the effects of the chipping, I painted them all as if they were brand new blue and orange, and then I added all the weathering to the armor over the top, so that I'm never having to worry as I'm painting. I just paint everything as if it's new, even the shoulder plate and everything. We're all painted as if the armor were new and fresh. And then as you add your weathering effects, that weathers it and ages it instantaneously. But it allows you to highlight everything as if it were new. So your light's in the right place, the reflection's in the right place, and then you add the cracks and gunk over the areas where the light would be, and that way you don't have to go back and try to add your highlight around all the weathering. It's already baked in, so it works really well. That OSL looks really good up close like that.
It does. I like that OSL.
That's a pretty good pick.
All right, so Jason, glazing.
Pretty good.
Also,
pick.
really quick.
Well, we'll just glaze over the Guardian there. It's fine.
Yeah, might as well.
Here,
just
watch this.
do it again.
Here, watch this.
Here, look at this.
We're not glazing over that model.
Artistic. We have quite a bit of the Wizard's Butt sets. But
Jay Mathias, is Wizard's Butt release on Monday going to be disappointment to most buyers like when GW releases Kill Team boxes, or is there quite a few available? There are quite a few available. I will be honest that if it is a huge disappointment like GW does with their allotments, we'll make more.
Yeah, we're not opposed to it, but again, this is...
We can make more.
The first time we've...
But this is the first time we're doing a limited release set, so it's kind of up to us as to how this goes.
We're going to see the reaction.
We are making everything here that we have in these colors and putting it all in boxes, and that's the only way you get it. You can't buy singles, you can only buy the set.
Yeah.
6 new colors. When the sets are gone, they're gone.
Yep.
We open it up to retailers a week early, and the retailer response has been lukewarm, so it means there's more for direct consumer stuff. I don't think a lot of the retailers understand the power of the butt, but we'll see.
That's
Okay, so I would probably glaze like and we could glaze purple over this,
Oh, that would actually be really cool.
right? We'll glaze purple over this just to keep it in the reds. We could glaze anything, but
Hey,
purple makes sense to me right now.
Could you do me a favor?
I'm not ready to
really,
commit.
and I say this in a really good way, can you teach me like I've never done this before?
Sure.
Like, tell me like I'm 4 without the goo goo gaga baby stuff. I know
You added that in there right in
Well,
time because
Christopher.
I was like, well, Christopher.
You know what I mean.
Look at
Like,
the nice
really,
model.
I'm 100% about to learn with everybody because I literally ran into this 2 nights ago. So
Can you teach me how to Dougie? No. All right. So the idea being that the preface to glazing is really one of the most important things. Is that you need to build your base coat that you're going to glaze over in a way that kind of over brightens it, assuming that what you're doing is glazing for hue change, like adding a different color. Like if we built this up in reds because I want a very warm purplish tone, and I built it up with dark red, medium red, and then this kind of, salmony pink color as a highlight. I want to make sure I go bright enough that the bright colors survive the glaze, because every color you glaze over the top of this is going to darken all of these colors, regardless if you regardless of the color you're putting over. It's going to change the value of a bright color into matching the color you glaze or darker. So over amplify your brights. And so these are kind of dull. So we know that because the brightness on this cloak is not like non-metallic bright, we know that it's going to dull down when I put the purple. So this brightness is going to be a level lower, or 2 or 3 levels lower. If I'm going to glaze royal purple, right? It's a medium value color. I would call this, if 0 is black and 10 is white, I'm going to call this maybe a 5. Okay. So we're going to glaze this over the top. So it's going to darken our bright spots, turn our red spots towards purple. And really what you're trying to do with glazing is thin this color out enough to where you can build that color up to match your expectations. Some people can do it in one pass. Some people do 15 or 20. I'm going to show you the technique that I use that generally is trying to glaze and finish the job in 3 coats max. Okay. So the first thing we do is we just put the paint that we're going to glaze with out on the palette. I'll do it over here. Boop.
I'm sorry, it's not clean.
Drop the paint.
It's not clean.
Put that away so Chris doesn't yell at me, because he yells at me all the time, and I don't get dessert after dinner.
Oh.
It's horrible. Horrible! Right. Then I'm going to load a brush. I'm going to use a big brush because when I'm glazing, it's kind of like base coating in the sense where the first layer is just trying to cover everything in this case. So I'm going to just get my number 6, and I'm going to fill it with however much water it'll hold. Right? So I rinse it in my cup, and it's just got however much water it holds. Then I'm going to go over to the palette. You want to pop in on the palette real quick? So I just use water. You can use glaze wash medium to thin, but I'm just going to use water in this case. I'm just going to touch. I'm not going to add the water to the droplet. That's a big mistake. You always want to start with the paint the way it is right out of the bottle. So I'm just going to touch the edge of the paint and see how that water starts to cause all that paint to flow out of the droplet. So it's thinning, but it's not ruining the paint itself. This paint is still usable as full opacity. So this I'm pulling off of the edge down here, and then, lots of water in it. Now I've got a glaze, right? A glaze is not really a product. It's a technique, but now I can glaze with this paint. It's going to be very, very thin. The first major step that I want to do is I want to come over here. I use my thumb palette, and I'm just going to take a lot of that moisture off. See how there's so much moisture that it beads up on my skin? That's too much moisture to just put on the model. A lot of people make the mistake of taking this very thin, low viscosity, watery paint and just going straight to the model with it. That causes a problem because now it's going to have all of that paint slide into recesses. It's uncontrollable. But by taking most of it off over here, now everything that I have on my brush is just the pigment. And so then I come back over to my surface, and I'm just going to start covering this area up. And look at that. I get an immediate sort of magenta move of that highlight right there. See? And the thing with glazing, I just want to make sure that I don't stop in any open area. We talked about that the other day. I want to just make sure I'm continuing to cover everything up with one good coat, then move on to the next area. Cover it up with one good coat. Make sure I don't get any pooling. You notice how if I flick the brush here at the end, see how that pools up? right there. Just take your brush and move that away. Right? Make sure you get all of the areas covered. Come back and get some more. Again, wipe it off on my thumb palette. And then glaze this first one. I will typically start with a very transparent initial layer just to start seeing how the color is affecting my base coat. So I don't put a ton of color on there at once. Okay? This is kind of like that just do this video where that first coat is thin. And so there's a first coat of glaze, and you can see how I've started moving my red to purple. Now, you're doing this with a very thin, very loose, and open paint, so you're going to need to let it dry a little bit longer. If you go immediately back over this with another coat, you see how it's still shiny. You can tear your paint, meaning you'll move this layer we just painted if you go right back over it with more wet paint. Because we have so much water or thinner, whatever case you're using in this. So you just want to give it some time to dry. It will dry pretty quick because it is so thin, right? So you'll already notice that the sheen is going away and it's starting to become more matte.
Yeah.
Simply blowing on it will help. We'll give it a couple of minutes to dry.
Why? Stan's got a great question. Could you ask Jason if you could touch it to a paper towel to remove the excess moisture?
You can. I find that the paper towel removes too much, but yeah, as you get used to it, you'll figure it out. Here I can see, right? Because as I build up layer over layer, I can always just go back and I can see. And as you can tell, even by removing all the moisture, I still have quite a bit of material on here, right? I can still come over here and I can, turn Mr. Snake's tooth purple. Look, 4-year-old Christopher. Isn't that nice? But that's a very thin glaze, right? So that's going to allow all the color underneath it to still have some impact. If I go over this golden brown on my tattoo, it still shows through a little bit, right? So it's just, as you can see on the red, just shifting the color slightly. Now, the second layer, okay, I think we're good now. It's pretty dry. The second layer, I'm going to still load up my brush with how much water it can hold, right? Then I'm going to wipe it on my paper towel over here once, twice. Then I'm going to pull a little bit more regular paint down into this watery puddle that I already had. So now I know that it's not going to be quite as translucent. I'm adding more opacity to it, but it's still see-through. I can tell because as I wipe it around on my glass palette, I can still see through it. Then I come over to my hand. I got this nice area of brown where we were painting that bronze. So I'm going to use that as a way to go, look at that. Look how much more intense my purple is, but I'm still being able to see through it. So now on this one, I'll say, okay, perfect. I'm going to start this up in the shadows. I've got more purple now. I'm going to start glazing in the shadows. I've taken a lot of the moisture off, so the paint just goes where I want it to go. Put it up in the darker recesses. Like so. Again, making sure I don't get any tremendous buildup anywhere. Like that. Now my shadows are starting to move towards a really nice purple. Now I'm going to take off more material over on my thumb. And then I'll start covering the rest of my areas. The reason I do that is now I can control the intensity even more. It won't be as purple out on the bright red areas because I have less paint.
You come up a little. There it is.
Right. And again, use the same brushstroke direction with each of these just so I can keep with the texture that I've already painted and fill in that area where the red was. And boom. So now I'm starting to get more purple in my shadows because that's where I went with the heavier load. And then I wipe some off and glaze it over the top. And notice I'm getting a pretty good movement towards my royal purple. Definitely in the shadows. You can see that royal purple sat in there really nice. And this is just a repeat as necessary to get what you want. If I just wanted to shift it to this really cool magenta like I did, I could be done. 2 coats and I got a really good color change from the red. Or I could continue to build it up. What I would suggest is if you were looking for more of a purple, like I'll do this in one more deal. I'll wipe the brush, do the same water load, pull more paint down to where now I've got even more opacity. And again, on my test area, see how I've got more purple? I can still see through it there, right? But now more opacity. You can just use this and you say, no, I really want a lot more purple. And I can just put this on and go over the entire area. One of the big keys is making sure your brush strokes all go in the same direction. You're moving the paint. You're not slopping it around. Keep it consistent. And now this third coat, there's only 3 coats of paint. This third coat has changed the color of this thing entirely. Where now it's like I blended the red and the royal purple together. And I've got this really nice kind of mid-tone plum, we'll call it. And that's 3 coats. But if you zoom in really close, you get no texture, no buildup of pigments, no weird anything. That's going to dry perfectly smooth. It's going to give you everything you want. I can go back in and add a little bit more in the shadow if I want to.
Does the brush size matter?
No, it's whatever you're comfortable with, because this is just a big area and you're basically base coating, right? I'm not creating any textures. I'm just laying a filtered color over the top with it. I can use a big brush. If I'm doing a smaller area, I use a smaller brush.
And Abe said, what about glazing red into the highlights?
If I wanted to glaze red back into the high spots on this?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Same way that I just did. I mean, it's just the color doesn't matter. Right, I can glaze highlights on this. This was kind of like changing and shifting the color. Good question. Let's take maybe just magenta.
Kind of go backwards almost, right?
Do we want to glaze magenta into it? Like, what bright color do you want me to glaze over this? I could glaze a yellow over this.
Getting red back in? Right? Would you? I don't know. I'm kind of.
I mean, yeah, you can. I'm thinking too much about the color here. I wouldn't glaze red back into what I've done because it was already red. I just wouldn't have glazed purple over it. But if we wanted to take like the orange red and glaze that back over the top, I can show you how to do that.
Yeah.
Just in the highlights. It's going to look a little weird because the colors aren't really going to jive. But this is nearly empty.
Somebody was asking in the chat, and could you take a different color now, right? And glaze red into the highlights, etc.
Yeah, like the orange red. We'll do that right now. Now I'll shift down to a little bit of a smaller brush with my number 3 from the number 6. In a little bit more of a controlled area. Again, however much water the brush can hold. Pull out a tail out of the side of the droplet here. And depending on how opaque I want, I'll keep intruding the water into the droplet a little bit. I like that. That feels like that'll be about right. And then the nice thing with my thumb palette is I already see the purple I have, and then I can see how that red's going to interact, right? Get all that material off, that excess moisture off the brush, and now I know what I've got. So once my brush is correct, then I can come here and I have a lot of texture in this, so I'm going to try to follow along with that. But then I can just kind of bring the red. I want to start in the darker color up here and pull the red out towards the highlight, because it's no more evident than when glazing that the bulk of your pigment stays where you stop your brush stroke. Okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
So I want to start up in the purple and then pull it here, because more of my red will stay at the end of my brush stroke. And just a very little brush pressure and just whisking the brush towards the end. And then I'm bringing a little bit more red back into the top of the fold there. The nice thing with glazing is that the place where you touched your brush lightly in the purple and then you press a little harder as you get towards the edge, that light touch at the background just blends automatically into the back. So you don't have to do any feathering or anything. I mean, I guess that's technically what feathering is, right? And I can just do this a couple of times, shorten my brush stroke each time. So I'm bringing more red just to the edge of the fold. And there I've got, in 2 coats, I've brought the highlight back to red with that plum in the background. Noticing that each time I layer more paint, I'm losing more of my contrast with my texture here, because I'm covering up that bright color more and more. Yeah. So that's why I say typically not glazing in 15 layers is a good thing, because you start to lose all of what you were glazing over if you had any contrast. If you were just doing it for color, then that's fine. But in a lot of cases, starting with a value sketch, something that had the brightness on it already, like what we had, helps a lot, because now I still have, pop in really close.
Yeah.
You'll see that even after, this is now 5 coats of glaze, I still have that initial texture, those brush strokes that were from the original paint job. And that brightness still is evident. Think of it as a zenithal highlight that was underneath. It wasn't zenithal, but you get my drift. Right?
And Org's saying, is glazing just basically blending?
Well, glazing is one way to blend, right? It's not, it is blending. There's many ways to blend, right? Wet blending, layering blends color, glazing blends color, filters blend color. So yes, it is a way to blend. There is no single way to blend, if that helps you understand that.
Cool.
Right. And so you can imagine now being able to take that kind of skill and apply it over all sorts of colors, right? The other day when we were doing the background on Duchess, right, we had, this was much more yellowy, and then we went in with the mix of the Nicolazzo and the sepia expert acrylics and glazed them over the top, and it brought some greenishness into the in-between colors and the lighter tones. And so that kind of antiqued it a little bit. And so that glaze there over a flat surface allows you to put a filter, like a camera filter, over the whole color scheme that you've done. You can do that on the miniature itself. You could glaze over the entire miniature, right? sometimes it can help pull things into a more of a dirty way. It's what a wash is. A wash is technically just an all-over filter that is, it's glazes for people that don't know they're glazing. The product is meant to do the work for you in that case. Whereas a glaze is just very thin paint. It's not going to instinctively run to low spots unless it's super runny. It's going to allow you to put it where you want it to put it, right? So that makes sense.
Yes, we do have also a glazing, another version of that too. There's that one too. That's a glazing video. Plus there's another one, but yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
We're doing non-metallic metal in black and Malev, you got it, right? There's a ton of ways to get to the top of the mountain. When you are doing non-metallic in black and white, then glazing your color work, do you think commissioning a set of models that shows each phase of non-metallic metal would be beneficial or understandable? Commissioning a set of models that show each phase? I guess if you took like one model and you took like the step-by-step photos kind of a thing, right? That shows here's where the first layer went, here's how I did the second layer, here's how I did the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and all that kind of stuff would definitely help people understand like, okay, well, what step do I do this, right?
Yeah.
Could be good.
Great.
On the first question, the taking the black and white and then glazing over it is a great way to do things like steel and gold and all that.
That made sense to me.
What did?
I know this is kind of dumb when I say it out loud, but the amount you took off on your thumb palette made more sense to me now than it did before in the other videos for some reason, where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not taking off enough on that first initial pass, and I have too much paint in there. You almost like had...
Glazing is the same kind of concept as dry brushing, except that dry brushing, you start with a thicker paint.
Yeah.
But your goal is to still wipe most of the excess moisture off the brush. Yeah. It's just the moisture is all paint when doing the dry brush thing, and you're just wiping raw paint off the brush. And you want to wipe it until it almost doesn't show you any paint, and then when you hit the model, you see the paint you didn't think you had. Glazing is exactly the same. You're just starting wetter because of the water, but you want to reduce the moisture out of the brush almost to the point where it doesn't seem like it would paint, and then apply it to the model, because then you're really just getting the thinned out pigment on the model.
Yeah, no, that was, for some reason, was
almost identical way. They're not identical in the way you apply them, but in thought process of why you're taking the paint off the brush, exactly the same.
Yeah. No, that's great.
You know, if you took a dry brush and left too much paint on it and hit your model, it would smudge and go all over the place. If you leave too much paint on your glazing, it smudges and goes all over the place. So
you just gotta, I just gotta slow my roll and just do less at the beginning.
It's amazing how many techniques are actually very similar in the approach to get them, and then really where they change is the brush control and the application on the actual model.
Yeah.
The amount of paint. And you know, we say controlling the amount of moisture on the brush is the way I talk about it all the time. Is one of the primary things you have to learn as a painter to be able to have brush control. Yeah. Because brush control takes into account the fact that you have the right amount of paint on the brush, otherwise your brush control doesn't matter. Right. If I say to go and touch the model very lightly and pull a very delicate line, but your paint on your brush isn't correct, then it doesn't matter how delicate you touch the model and how straight your line pull is, because if the paint doesn't flow off the brush, you have nothing, right? So they work hand in hand. Brush control relies on the right amount of paint, and the right amount of paint is crucial to understand the difference between thinning for viscosity, thinning for opacity, and amount of moisture left on the bristles. Yeah. Because a lot of people just load their brush up with a lot of moisture, right? Like I have all this paint for glazing here. I can go grab more of my purple, right, and thin it way down, and I have this paint, and on the brush it looks like, oh yeah, I've got this great purple, and then you go touch the model and you get this overloaded liquid on there, and it gives you like droplets and stuff. That wasn't a very good test, but I'll do it like this. I'll just do it over dramatically for effect. You know, it's like, okay, I got the paint perfect, and then you go touch it, and now look, right? Now every time you touch, you get this droplet. Yeah. That's too much paint. You're going to spend all your time trying to move that around, and then by the time you've moved it around, especially in small areas, it just keeps pooling, and then you're frustrated because it starts piling up pigment and looking cloudy. Where if I just take a bunch of that off, the color doesn't change as I do this. Then I go back over here, and now I can glaze in and build it up like a normal color would, right? I don't get any droplets. I can build up the area I want, move my brush how I want, do areas small or big or whatever, do a lot, and I continue to have paint and never get droplets anywhere because I went and wasted a bunch of paint. A lot of people don't like that because it feels wasteful, but it controls the amount of paint. So now I can say, oh yeah, I just need to glaze in that really fine highlight under the eye. right? And I can do a really nice fine line that doesn't get overly dark anywhere because the paint's controllable now.
Yeah.
So now my brush control, my light brush stroke makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people get frustrated because they hear me say, I've been trying to do what you're doing, and you say not to paint too heavy and to go quick, and I'm doing that, and it's not looking the same. And a lot of times we forget that, well, you have to make sure the paint on the brush is the way that I have it too. So we have to speak to that all the time, which is why I say make sure you get rid of all this moisture, make sure you leave enough on this, make sure it's thin enough, those types of things.
Huh.
Zam, what's going on?
That's great. What's up, Zambies? Sorry if I missed a couple questions. I'm learning, chat. That's what I just typed in. I'm brains are clicking for Christopher.
You just began to paint minis like a year ago, and I still don't find out a good brush for you. Any recommendations? Just began to paint minis like a year ago, and yeah.
I'm so glad you asked.
Well, we make our own, right? So all of our monument brushes is what you'll see us using on stream. We make the any of our blue-handled brushes, the Pro Synthetics or the Dauntless are synthetic brushes, right? So you have your choice of synthetics, which is what I typically paint with the most. It's everything on my desk is synthetic except for the number 3 that I'm painting with. And this is one of our sables. This is one of our test sables. We're making them in the U.S. now, and this is one of the first ones off. So it doesn't have any lettering, but we've done the handle and lacquered and painted the handle and done the gloss on it, and then assembled the head. And then we're just working on getting the printer working is really where we're at right now.
I thought it was really cool. It was cool to see it set up today.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You got to walk through for the first time, right?
Yeah.
You see it all,
or to see it with everything in it. So
we have a new production building, and so that's been slowing us down. But Chris got to go over there. We had our staff meeting today, so good. Hopefully that helps.
Or it says, since we're learning here, should I or can I thin out a wash, or will that cause staining or marks because the pigment clumps?
You can always thin your wash. The more you thin it, the more you have to treat it like a regular paint, or the less tint strength it's going to have, meaning that if you thin your wash down and then just splosh it all over the whole model like you would a normal wash, it's going to have less effect. But by thinning it, you can use it like a regular paint and like do some fine line shading and things like that with it. It will coffee stain if you just slop it onto an area and don't, continue to move it around or put too much moisture like we just showed with the glaze. Mm-hmm. Anytime you put too much moisture on any area of the model, you run the risk of it coffee staining because you'll have that blotch that you're trying to move around. And even if it coffee stains in the low recesses, it might cause a problem of too much pigment built up in a corner or something.
Twisty Farmer says, what time do we need to be up on Monday to get some of that wizard's butt?
We generally launch things about 9 a.m. local time here.
Yeah.
So that would be my thought.
And we know you guys know that's the day, right? So be ready. And I'll post a link in the Discord right when it goes live.
Yeah.
So,
we'll probably put it live an hour earlier than we announce and post it in the Discord that it's live. But right now, I think the whole world will be watching. So,
well, everybody knows that it starts. Our whole week starts the 24th. So, maybe Jason and I can talk about that. But that's the day. We'll let you guys know though. What's Wizard's butt? It's a paint.
The better question is, what color is Wizard's butt? We have no idea.
What is this bronze workup, Jason?
What do you mean?
The Swifter Bear is asking, what paints are you using for this bronze?
Dark green brown as the base, and then I'm mixing dark green brown with caramel brown right now.
Yeah. Lizzie Blake, we have quite a bit. So and Wad says, and the third reveal is going to be on Saturday, you said. Yes. Stay tuned.
Third reveal is the one that's going to, I think, blow your mind. Is that a fair statement?
I would say it's fair. That's definitely fair.
A third thing we've never done before. We've never sold Wizard's butt. And we made a set of Wizard's butt for you. So that was number one. These texture trainer frameables, like I'm painting right now with the Duchess, we are releasing those. So they're brand new to the market. And then the third one we've also never done before. And it's the one that I think is patently crazy.
Big one.
Especially when you put it in line with the other things that we're doing.
No, we're running. It's going to be our week of first, starting the 24th, everybody.
Monday.
So keep your eyes peeled. But we will release the last teaser on this Saturday. Dave Mathis says, Jason, do you have any practice drills that will help with brush control and technical application? Akin to guitar practice scales or whatnot.
Yeah, it's a great way to think about it too if you're willing to do it. Most people aren't willing to do that because of the repetition and stuff. But if you're used to things like guitar, right, which is there's no more repetition than running scales and guitar and piano and stuff. So if that works for you, then yeah, you can run a lot of parallel lines, working on very thin line work. It's the same that I would tell somebody who was learning to tattoo how to get their line weights right. I'm taking a mix right now just while I'm talking. I'm taking a mix of the dark green brown and the caramel brown that is leaning heavier into the dark green brown, and I'm using it to blend the areas in between the two right now. Right, so a little bit of a kind of a glazy brush stroke here that's helping to smooth out a little bit of that transition from bright to dark before I go to a brighter color.
Or just to clarify, when do the new sables come out, Jason?
The U.S. made ones?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're working on that, but those aren't coming out the 24th.
No.
No, I just want to clarify.
No, but you will see Pro Sables back in stock that are not, they're the German made ones, but they're the same brushes we've had for eons.
Yeah. So yes, you will see some.
We're just starting to manufacture here in the States. Same German made brush head, same quality of the brush, but we're doing all of the handle work here so that we can create more. Our brushes are always out of stock. They're one of the most demanded products we have, and we just have never in the history of our company been able to keep them in relevant stock. So we're trying to fix that.
I've said, sorry if this is too off topic. Never. Do you guys have a guide on thinning pro acryls paints for airbrush purposes? I know there's no one fit all dilution. It depends on the color and intensity. Use your work that you're working with. But do you have a base ratio thinner to start with?
So it may surprise you, but for all of my base coats, I don't thin at all.
Yeah, you just go straight out of the bottle.
Yeah. For base coats, I don't thin at all. I typically, as Chris says, I go straight from the bottle into the airbrush and then paint with that. When I'm going for, I want vibrancy, I want the full body of the color to hit the model. So I don't thin. That being said, then once I start layering, and especially when filtering, I guess with filtering, it's, like you said, it's dependent upon the technique you're trying to use. But in most cases, I'm starting, I would say 1-to-1, water, or I typically will use our glazed wash medium or just straight tap water for thinning. And I would start at about, 50-50 or 1-to-1 mix. And then I will thin down as I do more filtering.
Dallas from AMG. What's up, Dallas? Couldn't get enough of us, huh? Welcome in.
Who could? Right, so I'm just smoothing out a little bit of the transitions there before we jump into a brighter color. I think that's looking pretty good.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
Sam says, Pro Crow has never clogged my airbrush, and I don't thin for full opacity either.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Like the Blood Angels that we're doing, I have one up here that's kind of not, he's not obviously not finished, but all of the airbrush work on the body reds started with Payne's Gray, Dark Plum, Pyro Red, Orange Red, and then the Eclectic Salmon, and then a filter of red back over the top. And all of that was done until you get to the filter point and the brightest highlight. All that was done straight out of the bottle. Mm-hmm. When I get to the brightest highlights, I typically thin so that they don't spot as bad. Bright colors don't act any different than dark colors in the airbrush, but because they create more contrast than dark colors as you're spraying them, you will see more of the dot pattern that the airbrush creates. So the paint itself isn't the reason for the spotting, unless of course you have your airbrush is dirty and it's sputtering. But because the contrast is higher, you'll see the dot, because an airbrush makes a dot pattern, right? As it atomizes the paint, it sprays out the paint in dots in a cone. And so you get a circle of dots is how it works. So it looks a little out of focus, right? That's why it's fuzzy looking. Yeah. And as you go brighter and brighter, you're creating more contrast and you see more of the dot. The dot becomes more in focus as you go. So a lot of people will say, how come I can't airbrush my bright colors? That's where I start thinning, because if you thin, then the dots blend with the layer beneath. And so you're only building up color at the main focal point, and the rest of it is a neat little radial blend that happens as opposed to a bunch of dots, which if you just run the paint out of the bottle, you'll get dots, right? Because that full intensity and opacity will cause more contrast. So I do thin, like I said, 50-50 or even more aggressively than that for my highlights.
Rocco says, am I the only one who has issues with hairs at the top of my sable brushes being too thin and flimsy? I'm always getting dried paint in worse control than synthetics.
I guess it depends on the brush. Sometimes the lead hairs in the brush can be a little bit longer than the pack really wants them to be, and that's hard to deal with. In one of my videos, I talk about showing how to cut them. Make sure that if you're ever going to cut the point, this is a very dangerous thing to tell people. I always hate telling people this because I'm like, oh, everybody's going to go ruin their brushes now. In my video, I talk about it. It's the brush cleaning, a brush care video from years ago. Yeah. But it doesn't change. Like if this one, I don't have one that has a lead hair. I wish I did.
Well, you train your brushes almost, right?
Well, no, I'm just talking about a sable. Like when you get some new sables, there will be like a longer central hair or group of hairs in the bundle, which appears like a super sharp point. Yeah. And for us as miniature painters, it really affects us because we're really trying to do very light detail work. For the people that are really trying to sell the brush to, it doesn't matter because that point doesn't do anything. And I don't have any that do that, though.
I understand what you're saying now, though.
I just am hoping I can find a brush that I can use where I can trim something off. But I don't really have one. Maybe this one? What is this? What's this? Okay, I can. I can make this one work. Yeah, okay. This one has a little bit of a long central hair. Okay, so if you zoom in.
All right, 1 second here.
Let me get. Zoom in and let me see if I can see that. See that long hair?
Hold.
See that long hair?
Yeah.
Right there. Right. This is an old brush, so it's not gonna point as well. But I'll bring it to a point. Okay, look. Right. Look at that. See that central? It's not really central. It's on the outside. But see that long hair? If you were to load paint on this brush, that long hair is going to create a little droplet, and it's always going to cause you a problem. A lot of people will come in and just clip it off like this, perpendicular to the brush. Boop. Don't do that, right? What you want to do is you want to take the clippers, rotate it around, and take the clippers at a steep angle like this. No, pop back in, and I'll get it right. Right? You want to take the clippers at an angle like this before going in, and then flipping that off, like so. Whoop.
So tiny.
So boy, it's finicky as hell, isn't it?
Tiny.
That, like that.
It's so tiny.
You want to clip them at an angle like this. If you clip it like this, you're going to blunt the hair. If you clip it like this, you're going to keep the point of that hair sharp, which is what you need. Yeah. Believe it or not, even that narrow hair, if you clip it like this and blunt it off, it's always going to make it impossible to use in the brush.
Interesting.
It's very delicate work, and like I said, I don't know that I would tell everybody to go do that, but, And then if you have a hair like this, this brush I don't use, so if you have a hair that was poking off to the side that was always giving you problems, right, you can address it by taking it and splitting it off from the bunch with the clippers, pulling it down to the ferrule, and then clip it off down at the ferrule like this. Okay? Don't clip it off halfway or anything like that. You don't ever want hairs that are any longer than correct or any shorter than correct. So they need to come all the way up or they need to be cut down to the ferrule, right? So if I'm flipping around and I wind up, sables are crazy like your hair, right? But if you get one that keeps popping out like that when you paint with the brush, then you can, again, just take the clippers and pull it down to the ferrule and clip it off at the base. That way it won't retain paint in a funny way and, won't hit angles weird. Yeah, now that I'm doing this, there's more on this old brush. Like there's one right there that's really short. That one's just bent.
I mean, some surgical work you're doing there.
Yeah. So you basically just
Yeah, that's that video.
Pull it down to the side.
Thank you,
That
Bald
one
Man.
looks like you got hit with a curling iron, right? Yeah, so you can always trim them if that's what you have is long lead hairs. It's just delicate work. Don't go blunting your brush off. And if you do, I didn't tell you to do that.
Does clipping the brush tip also help in my brush tip hairs end by forming a hook after the first few uses? Maybe I should just buy other better brushes.
So you typically have synthetic brushes that are doing that. And the biggest way to make sure with synthetic brushes, there's a video I have that I believe is called Chasing the Tip. Is that what we called it?
I think so.
So Chasing the Tip. And like I've got, this is an older, what is this? This is number 5 Dauntless
Number
brush
5.
here, right?
There it is.
And you can see like it, what normally happens to my brushes is they start doing what you're seeing here. They start to fray at the tip, right? So it has a little bit of a curve, but that's not going to change your painting at all. That's not a big deal. But it starts to fray. See how it's fuzzy?
Yeah.
Because I use them for so long, I beat the crap out of them. But I get a lot of life out of my synthetics to where the time that they die on me is when they're just so fuzzy like this. And this one's still good, actually. I would paint a whole model with this, actually. People would laugh at me, but I would still paint a whole model with this brush.
And Jason, how often do we clean our brushes?
I don't ever clean them, but you should. Okay, so on this, right, what I use as see this one, even the synthetic has a broken off short hair that you would have to trim, right? But on this, when I paint, what I'm generally talking about in Chasing the Tip is that I have a nice point, and let's start it from scratch. Like we've got the brush clean, and it's got a nice point all the way around. And then you paint with it a couple times, and when you apply pressure, the point goes away and starts to flatten out. I call this a chisel tip, right? So especially when you press harder, right, the tip of the brush starts to flatten out. And you think, well, okay, that's not a good point anymore. But if you rotate it 90 degrees, look at that point.
Yeah.
Right. Even on a bad brush, like this one still has this crazy. That's gonna bug me. I gotta cut that off.
There's that link, by the way.
Right. This one's got a hair that broke that now is only about 3/4 of the length of the bundle. That will cause you problems, right? That one you've got to find a way to pull off to the side.
Zambi says you make me feel better about my brush care, Jason.
Yeah, I beat the crap out of my brushes. I paint with a lot of texture. I am not ashamed of it. And yeah, I pelt my brushes. It's not even a joke.
I don't clean them. I don't think it's...
Chris refused. I have a bad producer, so he refuses to clean the brushes like is written in his contract to do. So I'm just kind of left on my own, and I am not an adult. So, but
left on my own.
But with synthetics, to make sure that you don't get the hook tip, when you paint, just keep doing that chase the tip. Paint for a couple of brush strokes. Then rotate the brush around to find the point again, narrow it down, paint with a couple of brush strokes, then rotate the brush around, find the tip again, paint with a couple of brush strokes, and rotate it 90 degrees all the time. You can rotate it back and forth. You don't have to keep going in the same direction, but when you paint for a while, it flattens the tip out, rotate it, find your point again, paint with the side of that chisel, right? Rotate it back around, paint with the side of the chisel. Because now your brush will never know the same direction constantly, because the reason your brushes form a hook is because you're literally painting in the same direction all the time. Unknowingly, a lot of people paint with like either the text up or the text not visible, right? And that means that you're painting in like one or of two directions with the brush all the time. And you subconsciously do that. You go clean your brush and then bring it over here. And I've seen people who stream, believe it or not, twist their brush until they get the text back out. I watch these things without saying much, but they'll do it every time. They'll put it in their hand. They'll just kind of rotate around until they can see the paint or the lettering, and then they'll start painting again. And then they'll go clean it, and then they'll come back and paint with it again. And they never, because the brush doesn't leave your hand for hours on end, you're painting in the same direction all the time, so it's forming a hook that goes in the direction that you're painting.
Yeah.
And with synthetic brushes, it's like a plastic credit card, because they're just plastic, and you keep bending it in the same direction all the time, it's going to never go back flat. It's always going to hook that direction. So just always rotate it 90 degrees because, number one, it keeps your tip fine all the time through a longer painting session. You don't have to worry about your tip flattening out. Rotate the brush. Now it's sharp again. Now you get your detail back. Rotate it, get your detail back. So it stops making brushes frustrating, and it makes them last longer. So there you go.
Yeah.
Once it's hooked, it paints around corners. There's really no way. People will say boil it and stuff like that. That's junk. That's garbage. It's not good information. I would not trust that. Okay,
That Chai Cat says, I've sometimes had my tips split apart rather than flatten. Is that a sign it's too clean? It's time to clean it, especially with cheaper synthetics?
Okay, wait, back up.
I've sometimes had my tip split apart rather than flatten. is that a sign it's time to clean it?
Yes.
Especially with cheaper synthetics.
Well, any brush.
Yeah.
Cheaper synthetics probably don't get dirty any quicker than any other brush. That may not be the case. They may have like a looser bundle of hair to begin with because they're not put together well, and they may suck more paint up into the ferrule quicker. But really, it's because the paint at the ferrule is loading up. So like right down here is the ferrule, the metal piece of the head that clamps to the body and maintains keeps the bristles in. And so right here at the ferrule, a lot of paint will build up because we paint with thin paint, right? We're using water-based acrylic. So even if you don't thin them a lot, they go up the bristles into the ferrule where you can't see it. And as you get paint there, you'll notice that as I take my fingernails and squeeze here, you will get the bristles to split apart like that, right? So it forks. Kind of hard to see there, right? But see that? And that's just from the pressure on that and that's what happens when paint dries down here. It squeezes the bristles together. It constricts them and it causes the bristles to go like that. And even when you get it wet and it goes to a point, as soon as you start painting again, it splits it again because of all that pressure. So clean the ferrule with our brush soap. And we've got a really great video where Jen, my partner, shows you how to clean the brush. We do it on stream quite a bit. And just you get the paint out of the ferrule and your brush will be back to being like new. No problemo.
I think Jen might be on stream with us tomorrow.
No problemo. Jen on stream? What?
I think Jen's going to be on stream tomorrow.
Who let her in here?
You did.
She did ask if that would be cool, and I was like, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, why not?
I think I want to stick with something like khaki.
Khaki.
I'm going to khaki.
You guys restock
you know what? First we go to caramel brown because we did caramel brown mixed, so now we go to caramel brown by itself, huh?
Bald man, when you guys restock your sables, does that mean you'll ship from the United States?
Yeah, we also have sables going direct into Europe. So, but yeah, when they're restocked, they come from the U.S.
Yes, we are streaming at a normal time tomorrow, Zambies, 2 to 4 p.m. The calm before the storm is what I'm calling tomorrow. All is quiet.
Before the storm. There will be quiet.
Yes, Jen will be on tomorrow.
Before the storm.
Org says, so once it hooks, we should get a new brush and throw the hooked one away.
I mean, okay, people are going to laugh. I paint with the hook bristle brushes and I don't even care. It's not like it changes anything. A lot of it's perception.
No, then it becomes a glue brush.
I mean, yeah, I don't ever throw brushes away. They can become stippling brushes. You can trim them down to the right shape, whatever you need. It can become a basing brush, there's all sorts of things. Don't throw it away. It's harder to paint detail with. It's harder to get the control you want with it because it has the hook to it. So I'll never deny that.
The hook. Yes, there's a million different use cases for old brushes. I've taken old brushes and cut them in a certain way to make like a entirely new brush that was like super glued. So I've definitely done that.
Yeah, people come on our videos all the time saying, holy hell, how do you paint with that brush? And I'm not even thinking about it, right? And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? And then I look at the brush, I'm like, oh, that's what they mean.
Your Dauntless went through the ringer. I'm just going to say that one.
Yeah.
When we first launched the Expert Acrylics and you were using that Dauntless brush and you're like, I'm just going to keep going with it. And you definitely were using it.
Yeah, I don't like throwing things away. Now, granted, when you get to a brush that has a very good point to it, it will make you remember why you shouldn't paint with brushes that are old.
Well, and you also don't put a lot of paint on your, you don't jam the paint in there.
No, I have a very light stroke on most things, and then
Yeah.
when I paint textures, I get a heavier hand. So
yeah.
my painting style allows me to do both, I would say, right? And so for me, like as I go through here and do this, I'm using a very light brush stroke to get this nice thin line in here. And then I'll start going heavier once I get the shape defined that I want. So very light as I do this. And then I start getting heavier as I'm filling the area in. So I get more color. My brush strokes are more disciplined at the beginning, and then they get a little looser.
Moose says, hey guys, huge fan of your products. Recently got the mega set and soon we'll get the big bag. Nice. I have a question about how you quantifiably ratio your paints with the glaze product. Okay, for XYZ purposes. Okay, so the glaze and wash is what I'm assuming you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the glaze wash medium
Yeah,
sounds like.
what kind of ratios do you like with that, Jason?
I start for glazing about 50-50. For washes, I then take that 50-50 and add, make that 1/3. Okay, so how to describe it? I always have a hard time describing this because if I'm glazing, it's as easy as half medium, half paint. So now I have 1-to-1. But now I want to add water to make it a wash. So I go 1-to-1-to-1. So I add as much medium in the form of water. So I have 1 part water, 1 part medium, 1 part color. And I go from there. That's my starting point all the time. There are times where it's 10-to-1 medium to paint if I'm doing like a very light glazed highlight, like with white, right? Something that was going to cause a tremendous amount of contrast on the model, I over thin and then build it up. Because that's the kind of thing you can't go back from. You know, if I glaze white on a highlight and it's too white, then it's like, meh. Now I have to paint the undercoat color again. So I generally thin more aggressively as I go brighter and brighter, is the way to say it. But when we sit around and talk to people that, you know, go absolutely nuts with the glaze wash, you know, some people that will add water every time at a mass amount. So it's really up to you. Once you get used to the 1-to-1-to-1 kind of thing, then you'll find what feels comfortable for the various ways that you paint.
Moose says, being a new painter, brushes are a mystery to me. You know, if you need a place to start, Moose, grab our Dauntless set.
When you say a mystery, like picking the right brush is a mystery, is that what you're getting hung up on?
Are you talking about like brush size, or are you just talking about which to get?
Because there's some kind of fundamental things I talk about with regards to synthetic versus sable that helps people. Because that's a big question, and sometimes you run into people out in the wild that'll be like, sable is the only way to go. And then you get sable brushes, and you're like, what are they talking about? These brushes suck.
Call Me Modes says, what about Noosh?
What about Noosh?
Noosh is the magical potion that you need in your life.
You're talking to the Noosh master over there.
Why don't you just grab a camping cup and go for it? That's what I say.
As far as ratios for Noosh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you typically use for your Noosh ratio?
Noosh is like 10-to-1 for me. 10 parts Noosh, 1 part paint, generally. Because when I'm using it as a pretty aggressive filter, and I want to be able to move it around really well. So that the more Noosh I have, the more open time I get from the paint.
Oh, Moose says handle and care for the brushes, like handling and caring for them.
Well, you be like me and not care about them.
And here's a great video on brush care. Blam.
Or you could be like Jen and clean your brushes all the time.
Yes.
Speaking of the right thing and clean your brushes all the time. Or you could be like me and not care. You know, I live in a world where brushes are disposable. And I don't mean that as a person that manufactures brushes and has an endless supply of brushes, because I don't treat it like that. You guys see that. I use the same brush way too long on stream. What I don't care about is that I can do anything with any brush you hand me typically. Now, if you hand me a fan brush, I can't do detail with it. Don't be silly. But if you give me the correct size and shape brush, if it's 6 years old, I'll make it work somehow, right? I'm just not afraid of painting with any brush that's in my hand. So for me, I don't care as much as I should. We make a fantastic brush cleaning soap for when you need to care about your brush whizzes most of the time. As far as handle and all that, I mean, all of our artist rounds are going to be the same. I prefer a cylindrical handle that has that elliptical shape, traditional brush handle. They make ones that are triangular and stuff like that. Those tend to break easier just because of the way the wood is machined. This is the strongest haft that you'll find. And then an artist round is the primary brush that we talk about when painting, right? It's the one that's just this cone-shaped brush head. So an artist round brush will do 99.9% of the stuff you're going to do. Then you have dry brushes that can range in flats, angular, and domed. And we use those for typical effects. So those are great to get used to and understand. And then it's really just size. And as you start to paint more, you realize that the biggest brush that you can feel comfortable with is always the best answer. Because it will hold more paint. It will hold a tighter point because it has more bristles working together to keep the point together. The smaller a brush is, the fewer bristles are actually working together to hold its shape. Right? A lot of people forget that. Big brushes have more bristles, more bristles. It's like, think of it as, you know, you've got all your buddies there holding you up in a big brush. Yeah. In a small brush, you only got a few of your buddies there. So, you know, the bristles tend to not hold their form as well in small brushes. And small brushes don't hold as much paint. So, you know, if you're like me and you take 6 brush strokes to do the area because you want it exactly right, then having a bigger brush means I have the time to do that before the paint on the brush starts to cure and make it unmanageable.
Yeah. Bald man, how would you recommend...
What'd you call me?
Bald man. No, you're not bald. This is Bald Man. Bald Man 156 says, how would you recommend someone to learn the basics for painting in the hobby? For instance, first work on brush control and good basing before learning lighting, then move on to glazes or washes. Where do we start?
Great question.
I can't wait till we make that series.
Great question.
Start here.
The answer is it's not as straightforward as you might think. I love the answer to, I would really love the answer to be start with brush control. Start with keeping the right amount of paint in the right spaces, because that's the way I teach. Painting is all about the right amount of paint in the right location, period. That I stand by that. You can't argue with me. Now, that is a very broad statement, because as you get more proficient with painting, the right amount of paint in the right places includes a lot of variables that don't exist for you as a beginner. As a beginner, it's paint the pants blue. Make sure the blue stays inside the lines of the pants. Paint the boots brown. Make sure the brown doesn't get on the blue pants. Paint the shirt green. Make sure the green shirt doesn't get on the blue pants. Paint the flesh. Make sure it doesn't get on the green shirt, right? And so you're really working on brush control by keeping your color spacing correct and not worrying about all the rest. Values and volumes and all of that are the next most important thing, but the first most important thing is learning how to put paint on a 3-dimensional surface in a way that keeps it nice and confined to where that color is supposed to go, because we're working with tiny details, and those tiny details can be very hard to get right. So that will teach you which details to paint first, because if your goal is to make sure that at the end of the day, none of my colors overlap into the wrong area, like a coloring book that has all the spots, you don't want your red to go outside the lines. So don't paint outside the lines. And when you're looking at a model that's, you know, a little dude, right? What part of this model do you paint first? Right? Well, if you start painting the jacket first, then you're in trouble when you go to paint the shirt, because it's harder to keep the paint inside the lines if you're painting the shirt that's underneath the jacket, right? If you paint the shirt first, well, then it's hard to paint the flesh because the flesh is underneath the shirt, and how do you stay inside the lines? So you start teaching yourself by forcing the goal to be stay inside the lines. You start teaching yourself where to start your painting. So I generally, on models with flesh, I start painting the flesh first, because the flesh is generally going to have a shirt over the top and things like that. Now, there are models that defy that, ones that have like bones protruding from the flesh, undead models, where you can see the guts inside. Well, maybe you have to paint the guts because it's inside the flesh. But you really start thinking about what's the thing on the closest to the center of the model. The center meaning the spine or the guts of the model. Paint that first, and then work outward so that you can constantly make it easy for yourself to stay inside the lines, right? Or easier, right? When you're painting at scale, nothing's ever easy, right? You're painting a belt buckle that's the size of a gnat, right? So a lot of that is hand-eye coordination and getting used to, you know, steepling your hands and propping yourself up so you're not having your hands shake as you're going into the details, you know, stick your tongue out right, stand on one foot. Do all the things, the voodoo science that's necessary to make sure that you can do that. But you start to learn, okay, I should paint the skin first, because it's impossible for me to go in and paint the skin and not get it on the shirt or the hat, right? And then I paint the skin. And then you can get outside the lines with the skin, which makes it feel really loose and fun. And then you can go tighten that up by painting the hat to cover up the parts where you got or whatever wrap he has on his doohickey head. This is the weirdest head ever. But then you paint the wrap, and the wrap can cover up the spots where you got outside the lines on the thing that was beneath it. And then, so you can paint the shirt, and the shirt can cover up where you went a little wild with the skin. And then when you paint the jacket, it'll cover up where you went a little bit wild with the shirt, right? And then you just got to keep everything nice and neat past that. So that's where I say everybody should start, because that will get you comfortable with the idea of painting 3-dimensional surfaces. It'll get you comfortable with where to start. And then you're set with the tools that teach you how to then turn those colors into something that looks good. Because you already got the fundament. If the paint's where it's supposed to be, it already looks good. It'll just look flat, because just blue pants don't look good, right? They look flat. You need some life to them. You need some shading and some highlights. So then you start worrying about light. But light doesn't help you if your paint's not where it should be. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it's a great question the way you framed it, because you hit all of the nails on the head, right? I think start with brush control and putting the right paint, keeping the color inside the lines, then start talking about lighting on that color and how to shade. And that can be as simple as, hey, put that same great base coat on and then dry brush a highlight, put a wash on it, and then re-highlight the edges. And then you can be like that old GW style of heavy metal, and you can be like, fantastic, my Space Marines are ready to go. And then you can start saying, okay, what's a better way to do highlights that doesn't look so chalky, or dry brushing looks a little messy on things like smooth skin and armor. So how do I do smooth skin and armor? Dry brushing looks great on fur and stone and wood. So you keep doing those in that way. But if you want to do something like, armor, how do I make it look smooth? So then you have to start working with your brush control on layering, right? How do I put one color over another and not make it look like a candy corn to where I can see every band of color as I go? Or like we always show with Thanos, learn how to paint bands of color with zero blending and make it look good. Because this could be your style. You might be like, blending is the bane of my existence. There's zero blending on this model. Not a single brushstroke is, because zoom in super close. Yeah. There's nothing blended on this model. Not a single color, not a single brushstroke is blended. This is all just colors and geometric shapes put together in a way where the colors make sense, and it looks like, non-metallic gold and Thanos, right? So all of a sudden you can learn to paint whatever your skill is, and you can find a method to do so that fits the comfort and your confidence equally. And so never say never. Never think that there's, if I don't learn non-metallic metal, I'm doomed. No, just paint with metallic paints and get really good at metallic paints, and then they look fantastic. So
what would you get to start? Like, I am new to the hobby. What do I get? What, like, out of our stuff that we, provide,
for Monument?
Yeah, what do we get?
Buy it all.
Buy it all.
Buy it all.
Easy, done.
I'll give you a coupon.
There you go.
I'll give you a coupon. I own the business. I can do that. Yeah, I think that for starting we did the base set as the first colors we ever made. And so the base set is a great starting point. I think I always tell people base set and expansion set 1, but now we have the starter set, and the starter set takes some good colors from all the sets. It's 12 colors, but it has some metallics, has a couple washes in it, some colors. It has 3 brushes. And then is a great place to start because it has 3 Dauntless brushes in it, 1 dry brush and 2 rounds. So it gives you a good range of things to do. And then it gives you some good colors to start with. Those colors aren't going to finish a model for you, though, because they don't give you tints, tones, and shades of everything. You get crazy with the colors. But I really like the starter set that we do. I think it's a great place to have a brush and some colors to start getting used to keeping the paint in the lines. And then add colors as you like it.
It's funny, Flapjack, we actually get that quite a bit. And that's what we do here at Monument Hobbies.
Yeah, Danger Boy, the set with brushes and 12 paints is good. It's you get the brushes basically for free. You're buying the paints at retail and getting the brushes for free is the way that set nets out. So it's a great deal.
I'm about to link that set, by the way.
It's great.
Yeah. This is it right here.
TK421 says, for new painters, remember that for every mini you paint, probably better to buy another box of minis, especially before you finish the unit previous project. Correct. Welcome to our 12-step program.
What's up, Panic Bomb?
Yeah, I think the intro set is great.
No, I
But the base set and a set of Dauntless brushes and expansion set, it depends on how big you want to go. I never want to tell people, spend $500. But if it depends on what your pocketbook wants to spend. If you have the means and you want to dive in hard, you're ready to go, then our mega set with a set of Dauntless brushes rules the world. Because you get 69 colors and then 3 brushes would just be out of this world.
And if you start doing the math,
but that's a big jump you need to take, right? That's a lot of dough you're splashing before you know that you're really comfortable. If you started painting and it's a lifelong dream and you want to keep going, then yeah,
TK says that coupon is an awesome deal.
I got you a coupon.
No, I don't think
Chris has a coupon.
I don't have a coupon.
You got a coupon for Aho Owls.
No, I didn't get one yet. I haven't checked my mail.
You just have a membership card.
Hey, also
to a Mexican food restaurant. How does that make you feel?
50% disappointed and 50% extremely proud.
Yes.
So
I'm with you on that.
I like to live in that zone. I'm like, you know what? Gosh dang it. This is kind of stupid. But then the other 50% like,
but then the other 50%
yeah,
got us a free meal on our first visit, dude.
We got free meal, dude.
We got a free meal on our first visit.
How much did it cost me? Nothing.
free membership card, and the guy gave us the discount on the meal that got us the points to get the discount. I was like, I don't think your boss should know about this.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm not going to argue, but I think we should leave quickly.
That Pro Curl intro set is definitely one of the best ones. I love that it has our Dauntless brushes in there. It is a great way to introduce somebody to Pro Acryl, especially if they haven't even tried it yet. And yes, Flapjack, I will be a salesman because I wish I had that
When
at the
he
beginning
started.
of my. I'm not even kidding. I wish
Back
it's like,
in my day.
hey, here's this cool set to try this new paint range. I'm like, well, I already have these paints. It's like, well, this one also gives you brushes. I'm like, oh, okay. Do.
See, he's the one. That
So you're
says
welcome,
that.
Flapjack.
He's the one that says that.
And
I
by
don't
the way,
say that.
Flapjack, you're banned. There you go.
Chris,
Yes.
thank you for banning Flapjack.
Sir. That's one of my five. One of my five. AMG Dallas says, Jason, how is that Legion Army coming along?
Fantastic. I have a table full of Wookiees sitting right in front of me, buddy.
And that means two things.
Wait, what? Wait, what? It means I haven't touched them since Friday.
That means he's done, and he doesn't want to embarrass you.
I
Dallas,
finished
'cause
him.
His is done. What if he came in here and was
What
like,
if I
"I'm done."
did? What if I showed you like an entire finish? It's not going to happen, but that would be awesome if I could do that. I just don't have the wherewithal to do that. That's not how I'm not that guy.
Dallas says I'm painting something for the game now. It brings me. Okay, I'm gonna say this, Dallas. I love that you're painting right now. It brings me a weird joy when people are painting with us, and I know that on stream. If you're painting and watching stream and painting something with us and able to chat, it's some weird nirvana in my brain. I feel like it's the trifecta of like, oh, you're getting to talk about the hobby while painting something and being in a group of people painting.
It's paintception.
It really is. It's kind of like my palette cam. Whenever I switch over the palette and I don't toggle off the mini palette, it's paletteception.
You did that the day before yesterday.
What's that?
You did that the day before yesterday. I said, "Can you bring up the palette?" You brought up the palette and left the little palette.
Like
going.
this.
It's just too much palette, dude. Nobody should be having to deal with that
I'm
much
already
palette.
opposed to the palette cam being on screen at all times, so but whatever.
I mean, that's what the people wanted. So I need you to
I
just
gave-
remember that these are our friends and they drive.
Whoa. Friends is a strong word.
Is that pushing it?
These are my acquaintances.
Acquaintance size?
Acquaintances.
You're just making stuff up.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am, and don't call me Shirley.
Thank you. Speaking of Shirley,
Welcome, everybody.
it's 3:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I mean Monument Standard Time.
Fired!
Jason, we have a monumental week of first coming up. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel all giddy and warm and fuzzy inside.
Nice. And if you aren't aware of our monumental week of first, go check out Facebook, Instagram.
What are you even doing with your life?
Yeah. Like, why aren't you glued to your phone every second of the day when it comes to Monument Hobbies content? Because I hope you are, because you can't miss it. Because Monday, there's going to be a lot going on. Godspeed, everyone. That's all I'm going to say.
We don't normally get like this for Black Friday.
We don't.
That's one of the big firsts for this year. Is that Black Friday is usually like, yeah, whatever.
We're doing a
This time we're
lot.
having some fun with it because it just happened to hit right at some time for some cool releases. We got some neat stuff going on.
And if you didn't check out the recent post, we showed you what frameables look like in an actual frame, the actual model inside a frame. So go check that out. Frames not included. And the
I
Wizard's
love how you
Butt.
just said frames not included.
I know that I put that in the copy just as like on like all the stuff to make sure nobody's confused. But every time I say it like that. Frames not included. Because
It's the guy at the end of the commercial.
It brings
Frames
me
not
a
included.
weird satisfaction. Frames
Might
not
kill
included.
children, frames not included.
Introducing Frameables. Frames not included. So that's why it's on there too.
They're texture trainer frameables. We have to be careful. There's a trademark for frameables out there that is owned by somebody that does some sort of weird, I forget what they are. They're like hook and loop things that you put together and put them in a frame.
Texture. This
They're
is
like
technically
little bead things that you do to make pictures out of a pattern.
And this texture trainer line brings you a flat surface that actually is
Dun,
paintable.
dun, dun!
Which is a little intimidating for me, at least.
Just paint it a color.
That's right.
You don't have to do anything fancy with the background on these. You can just paint them a color.
That was a test, Jason, and you passed.
Paint them a color.
It's not intimidating.
Put the paint on the model.
And
Stop
then
being intimidated.
Also,
stop being a wuss. Paint the model.
Oh, I'll paint it all right. And if you didn't see, we also showed a glimpse of the wizard's butt colors.
We did.
We didn't want people being like, "Oh my gosh, this is a TCG." I bought 1,000 sets, honey.
What?
We don't want to bring anybody to a financial ruin, but I would be
1,000
ready.
sets. I would fly out and bring them to you.
If you ordered 1,000 sets, we'll give them to you.
That's a hefty price tag.
That's how buying things works, folks. If you're really wanting 1,000 of the butts, go for it. Do what you want.
If you want 1,000 butts, you need help. A lot of butts.
Jay Mathis. So is it for first, since this is the first time you've cared about Black Friday? We always care. It's a first of a first. We had a great time writing that kind of stuff.
He has a point. There could technically be 4 firsts.
There's technically 5 billion firsts when you put it that way.
5 billion?
First. Yeah. So be ready. That's all I'm going to say. Texture Trainer Frameables. That's right.
Mouthful.
It's going to be great. I'm very excited. It's calm before the storm. You guys know how I make the metaphor of the ocean and and the boat, and Jason's our captain.
Please don't.
And I am the boat.
Please don't start.
Sorry, I'm not a boat. I am a ship.
Please don't start.
Huge difference.
According to chat, you're a ship full of spaghetti.
I know. I take high offense to that, and I'm not talking about a high fence around a building. I take real offense.
Well, it's the way you treat them all the time. What do you expect from them? They're lashing out because they're not feeling the love that they think they deserve from you. It's a very human response, Christopher.
And you know what? No, that came from one of. I think Philip made that. I think
he
Philip
made an
made
AI
the
picture.
spaghetti boat.
He made an AI picture that had spaghetti on the bow or on the stern.
I am not just spaghetti on a ship. I love that it was a battleship too. It just a massive. Twisty Farmer says, Twisty Farmer, you're asking a lot of questions today, a lot of good questions. How cool is the third thing?
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I think everybody will think it's pretty cool. I don't know that you are ready for what it is. I don't know that everybody's thinking about it correctly as to what it is. But I think it's pretty cool. I think everybody's gonna like it. I'm really liking these colors.
So does that mean I can Chris my pants? I guess you can Chris your pants.
I shipped my pants.
Wad, just 1 second. Let me just Nobel Peace Prize. Can I Chris my pants? Oh, we're not overhyping anything, Artistic Outlaw. Like when they overhyped Matrix 2 and it just didn't live up to it.
That's my fear, but no. I mean, what if we told you, chat, here on a Thursday?
Don't do it.
On Therapy Thursday, because I kind of need the uplift.
No, don't do it.
What if I do?
No.
What are you going to do to me?
Don't do it.
You're not going to be
We
able
have
to do
many things to discuss now. Jason,
what if I were to tell you, chat?
Don't do it.
What if I did?
No.
What are you going to do to me?
It's really... just keep an eye out, chat. Just keep an eye out.
Chris doesn't like you very much.
I am the captain now. Jason, my producer square is hiding the model. I don't know how to feel about that. There it is. Shut up, Chris. Thanks, Wad. Dallas says, I mean, I'm here, so spoiling is in order. No, dude.
He's yelling at me.
I have the plan. I have it all laid out.
Yeah, but this is chat.
When are we gonna now? Here, we could really. You want to talk about some secret stuff, Jason? We could talk about some secret stuff, right? Because
Can we talk about how much I'm liking these colors as bronze?
Yeah, everything starts on the 24th, right? Our big week of monumental firsts, right? Jason, do you concur?
I'm not listening to you anymore.
What?
You mean to me? You yell at me. I can't do things that are fun.
You can hear.
I'm going to tell them.
Don't do it.
When you go to the bathroom, I'm going to tell them. Don't you need to go to the bathroom?
I do have to go to the bathroom.
You should go to the bathroom.
I just pissed my pants, so
you should go to the bathroom.
I just went, so I'm not leaving.
No, you need to go to the bathroom. You need to go clean up.
I don't know. Actually, I do need to use the restroom. I'll go. Why not?
We're doing our first sale ever. We've never done a sale at Monument Hobbies. So all this good stuff that's coming out, the 3rd first is our first sale. 20% off everything. Yeah. Even the new stuff. Yeah. 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 Even the new stuff. Don't tell Chris. Don't tell Chris. He's going to get mad at me, so don't tell him. That's for you guys. A product release and a discount? What? We've lost our minds. Everybody's mad at me. Nobody understands. I do it for the people. I didn't tell him anything.
Okay.
I just been painting. I held my word.
Did you really?
What?
Did you really say something?
They're mad at me.
What do you mean?
He says, a man of the people. I told him I wouldn't do it.
What?
I wouldn't tell him.
No, you totally did.
I wouldn't tell him. What?
Oh, Dallas.
Damn it. Of course it's Dallas. Dallas, you rat. Loose lips sink ships, brother.
Did you tell them for real? I just was saying, I actually did have to pee. That wasn't even a bit.
I mean, how did Dallas know the number if I didn't tell him?
Mind reading.
I told him.
Chat, this is the first time our company's ever done this. Isn't that correct, Jason?
It is the first time the company's ever done that, yes.
Jason, because this starts on the 24th, correct?
Monday. Monday through Monday.
How do we figure this out for Discord? How do we... Because...
What do you mean?
When should we tell the because I guess it just, what time does this happen?
I mean, I feel like everybody here just told the Discord. They're kind of together in this. I assume they're all the same.
I don't know what to do.
What do you mean?
I don't know what to do. That's loose lip. Hey, Dallas, loose lip sinks. No, sinks Chris. Oh, thank you, Dallas. Thank you. Loose lips sinks Chris. That's right.
Also true.
That is the metaphor
also
in play.
True.
It's a lot. Panic bomb. I hope so. Does this mean Chris pays 20% less for his membership fee?
Nope.
I hope so.
No deals for Chris during the holidays. What are you talking about?
Yes, there is a Discord. We'll have to figure out when all the stuff will go. I guess we'll go live, right? So it'll be on the 24th. No, it's just us. Mickey Punch. It's just on our site, correct, Jason?
Yeah. What do you mean? Where else?
Mickey One Punch is saying, will Element Games provide a 20% discount?
Nope. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing for.
Oh yeah, this is our.
They may do their own Black Friday stuff. This is just on both EU and US. So the EU site will ship to the UK during Black Friday, though. The only thing you have to be aware of there is that in the UK, for shipments from the EU, as long as you stay under, I believe it's 150 pounds on the order value, then you don't have to do the duties.
Wad says, so what I'm hearing is that Wizard's Butt sets are buy 5, get 1 free.
Basically, yes.
What's actually, I don't know if you all saw that on socials today, but those colors are actually all amazing shadow colors when you look at the set. There's that, the specially looking, like almost the skin tone looking one. Yeah. But all of them are really cool shadow bases. So the greens and that blue, Brent says I do like, though that blue one, I feel like that's going to be the...
Where'd my set go?
I don't know.
It's
I was
right
looking for it to...
It's right here.
Gosh darn it. I was
I
looking
covered
for
it up so you couldn't steal it from me, Chris.
I wasn't going to steal it.
Dude, you totally steal stuff from me.
I needed to find one.
You were looking for it. You were going to steal it. So I hid it from him so he couldn't steal it. See what he said? I would not steal that from you. Then how did you know it wasn't over here?
Chat, my whole plans are all just derailed.
See?
Back on the track. He won't do it. He won't get back on track. Check out that blue one, man.
That's them. This one's good.
Oh, yeah. It's like a midnight sexy blue.
They're all really good.
You kind of made... This
trio is really dangerous. This might be a real problem for us because people are going to get this.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to have a really hard time with why isn't this just in the line? So
that blue...
there you go. I don't know. I don't have a good idea. Ask the wizard.
Ask the wizards, but...
Ask the wizards. This is a really good cool gray. Cool gray.
We have a cool gray. That one's very, very interesting, too. They're all very interesting.
Yeah. Like a terracotta.
I know. We're all really bad at keeping secrets.
This one's like a dark plum.
I like how we're just like, it's a dark plum. It's
but more purple.
It's sexy time blue is what I'm calling that
I'm glad
one.
I didn't have to name any of these colors. Some of these colors are great that they are Wizard's Butt, because if I had to give them a real name, I'd be hard pressed on some of these colors. I'm like, just awesome number 1, awesome number 2.
I'm telling you, sexy time blue is what I want to name that blue one.
Oh God! Thank God Chris doesn't have to name these
After Hours blue.
Oh, here we go.
There's a random Wizard's Butt hanging out that's actually an amazing Space Wolves color. Yeah, you're not very good. That one is a great highlight for Space Wolves.
That's a great highlight for just about it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I try not to look up there because those colors are all so good that I don't want to use them.
You're pretty bad at secrets, Jason.
I treat the Wizards, but the entire line as more of a collector's thing.
Yeah.
I'm very afraid of the day I can't get them.
Oh, I won't settle down for anybody, Flapjack, and your band.
Again? How many times is that today?
Flapjack, I know what you're trying to do. I like sexy time blue. What's wrong with that?
Lots.
Okay, definitely settle down now, Chris. You've hit that point.
It took till
now.
Thank
you, M3 I know. Thank you, Flapjack. Out of all of my shenanigans,
this was the one.
It's now. All right, definitely time to settle down. That's a lot, chat.
Chat, do you notice how he's the one that says I'm out of control all the time?
Me? I don't say that.
And yet, look at what he does.
I am so in control, it's not even funny. What? Except for the sexy time blue name, which...
Oh, just that?
Maybe, chat. Maybe I get my signature set. Maybe I can convince Jason to try to replicate this blue again. And have sexy time blue in my Christopher signature set.
Chris?
Yes, sir.
When you win a Golden Demon...
Okay.
You can have a signature set.
When I win a Golden Demon, yep. I can have a signature set.
I will make a signature set. Even if all we do is give it out for free to chat members,
Are you serious?
If you win a Golden Demon, I will make you a signature set of paints.
What about another competition?
Nope.
It has to be a Golden Demon?
Golden Demon.
Hmm. What does that mean? What does winning mean?
You get a trophy.
Bronze? Does bronze work?
Bronze works. Any demon. No recommended, no commended, a demon.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that, chat. I could try. I could try. For you, chat. What does Golden Demon sounds like heresy? No, I'll do it. I already know my Golden Demon piece, too, by the way. I already have it in my mind, right? I already know what my Golden Demon piece would be.
I would have said if he won a Path of the Worthy, but I know Dallas. Dallas will troll me and let him win with whatever he enters.
Dallas said, rude. Dallas, hey, Dallas, there could be, you could help me out.
I said I that's why I didn't say Path of the Worthy, Dallas.
Or a
because Dallas had just given him a trophy just to antagonize me because he knows I have to make him a set.
Flapjack, what about a Master's
Say
Gold?
I'm wrong, Dallas.
Flapjack says, what about a Master's Gold at Nova? I can't work up. I wouldn't be able to do that. Dallas says, I'll never allow that. Winners going to be winners.
Oh, well, then maybe a
You
Path of the Worthy.
That, Odin. Hey.
Maybe you got to win something Path of the Worthy. I would put, okay, so Golden Demon or Path of the Worthy. I thought Dallas would cheat for you.
I already know what I would do.
For Path of the Worthy?
No, for my piece. I have many piece ideas for different competitions. I will take the GW resin cast model of Smeagol, the clear one that I've been holding on to, and I want to make a beautiful diorama around him, but he's invisible. And
so you're really just making a terrain piece.
With a bunch of GW stuff, because it's got to be GW, right? Which I already know the pieces, the forbidden pool idea I have. Oh, yeah. I already even know.
Hey, Dallas said he wouldn't cheat, so now it could be Path of the Worthy. You paint Star Wars.
Dallas says, actually, I'd be harder on Chris. What?
Well, there you go. Then definitely Path of the Worthy. Got to paint some Marvel Crisis Protocol or something.
TK says, Chris, your Smaug is awesome. Probably doesn't need a touch-up. Hey, that's right. I could just submit. No. Yeah. Maybe if I just ask Jason nicely on a good day of, just randomness, he'll be like, yeah, I'll give you a set.
Never happened.
That way I can start paying more dues, because every time I sell a set, I owe Monument $1.
I'm making it tomorrow.
I'm making it tomorrow.
Wait, did I get money here?
Yeah. Rogue Leader says, Dallas, come up with a fake category that only Chris can win and enter. No, can enter. Oh. Which mean I would win, technically.
No. That's why I didn't let him have a say in the beginning, because I felt like they'd turn against me.
Come on, Dallas.
If I notice any collusion at any time,
Dallas,
I respectfully withdraw.
Star Wars Legion, Jabba Palace. Come on. Come on. Give me that Jabba Palace army. Got the Sarlacc pit as like one of the models. Then
it's a bunch of the weak way.
Jabba throws people into the pit. Come on. That'd be so cool.
It's a bunch of the weak way mercenaries.
Yeah. And then Jabba's in the back, and then his only thing is like if he does something in the game, he's like, okay, I can throw that model into the pit. Great idea. I want 1%. That's all I'm going to say.
1%?
AMG Dallas says, actually, in the Worthy, there can be no winner in a category. If entries are not gold level, then they can be no winner in the category. Oh, I see. Okay. Jason's making it real hard for me to get my set out.
You thought it would be easy? Why would you think that?
I thought it'd be a lot easier than having to win a very prestigious award.
Well, why would you think that I would do that for you?
I don't know. Just because I'm cool.
Really? Because I'm cool. Just because I'm cool.
Dallas says nothing worth it is easy. Yeah. Word.
Oh,
I hear you.
Word.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, word.
Word.
Word, brother.
Copy that, brother.
See what I have to put up with, chat.
Well.
You see what I have to put up with, chat?
He doesn't have to put up with it. He gets to put up with it.
It's now I've heard it all.
It's a privilege.
Now it's a privilege.
See what I get to put up with, chat? Ha. It's all right. Here for a long time, not a good time. Speaking of a good time.
Welcome, everybody.
Apparently, we can't keep secrets around here.
What?
You have all these plans.
I don't tell you anything.
You have all of these beautiful announcement plans.
Chris completely robbed the surprise from you guys, so I apologize.
I did?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do you mean I robbed you?
I went to the bathroom. You told him what the discount was, and then now it's all cats out of the bag.
I didn't do that.
Last time I ever go to the bathroom out of the stream.
I didn't do that. Wow. I see. I can't believe you, Chris. Sugar Rush, I'm fired. There you go. That is your secret announcement, chat. That's public because we're streaming. This whole beautiful lineup going on. And this whole thing, like, oh my gosh, we're going to tease people and tell people, like, oh my gosh, there's something coming. And then Wad's like, well, can't you just tell us? I blame you, Wad. You've been poking. I know what you're up to. I blame Wad. Wad, I blame you.
Well, I don't take it too hard. I told him I was going to tell you guys tomorrow anyway. I just jumped the gun a little bit.
What? Hey, Wad, you're a good person. What? Hey, I said what I said. Wad's me? I don't know, Wad. I just put that on you because you're like, can the third one be really that cool? How cool is the third one? Wad, we always have cool things.
He was poking the bear so we'd tell him.
That's right. Wad. Hey. What are you gonna do?
All right, now it's khaki time. Khaki. Really
that's Batman.
Yeah.
No, it's Batman. Come on, dude. Oh, welcome everybody. Hey, it's almost time to go.
I keep asking my doctor why I have a perpetual headache. He says it's Chris and the vodka.
No, that's kerosene. That is lamp oil you're drinking now. That is just isopropyl alcohol in that cup.
Just pure IPA.
What?
Drink
I'm
it down,
surprised
baby.
that Chris didn't say it. Twisty Farmer, what are you talking about?
Rot me from the inside, baby.
I didn't say anything. I went to the bathroom, and I actually had to go to the bathroom.
He did.
It's ironic. He was like, you didn't go to the bathroom? That was in pee inception. He's like, you got to go to the bathroom, don't you, Chris? You got to go to the bathroom, don't you? You got a little pee. And then he started drinking water.
He was like, talk to me like I'm a 4-year-old. Oh, does Christy need to go to the bathroom?
I said that genuinely because I wanted to know. I needed an aha moment. One of these days, Wad, we will just do heavy drinking on the old painting stream here. Heavy drinking. Heavy. Oh, that khaki looks pretty good, Jason.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Is this the jump?
This is the jump, baby.
Oh, Gandalf.
This is where the magic happens. This is where we turn simple blends.
N3 Stout, what did I miss? Just reminded me, please, Chris. Hell no!
He's trying to clip Chris saying it so we can get him.
I won't.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, man. Thank goodness I had some intuition. How about no? Dallas says, I got to go. We need to chat about plans soon. Yes, Dallas, we will. We're going to get you back on stream. Paint up some more Legion. Thank you, Dallas. Hey, round of applause for Dallas. Dallas, thank you.
He ratted me out.
Thank you for ruining my reputation.
No ratting. He ratted me out.
It's okay.
Everybody else in chat was going along with it.
And then I was going to hear it. Chris, What did I do? Dallas, you said the price. You said the thing. You said
me
the
out.
surprise. Jason wasn't going to say anything? I have this whole plan on telling the world. Like, I'm going to do it now.
You ratted me out. Gave up
Dallas,
the goods.
you can't just say no. You can't just say no. I have the proof. It's going to be great. AMG says, Dallas said, I said Baby J was worth 20% of a Jason. No, you said 20%.
You ratted me out. He'll know.
Well, if. Oh, TK, didn't you say Gabe is greater than Chris? Wow.
What? Where did that come from?
TK421. Wow. I knew he would say that.
Wow.
I understand.
That's pretty brutal.
Sometimes
Christopher, you call these your friends?
To the balance of nature needs a villain. And if I need to be that person, I'm willing to do that for Monument Hobbies. The Dutchman always has a captain and must have a captain. You can call me the Flying Dutchman. There you go. Done. Book it, Dano.
What are you talking about?
I'm really happy for you, Jason. You know that?
What'd I do?
I don't know. Stuff.
Why are you happy for me?
Because you just. Well, keep an eye out for socials, I guess. Keep an eye out for these things that we have planned. The things that we told you about.
What about Chris thinks that the only people that look at anything he does in socials are chat?
No. The world. No, I know. You guys get the.
We give them the first goods
we give you
here.
the first. We get you the first.
These
now
are
I will
our
say,
most loyal.
Maybe we should release the Wizard's Butt early for chat in Discord.
That's what we normally do.
How are we going to do that though if we're starting on the 24th, Jason?
Well, we normally tell the world that it'll go live at 9 a.m.
But we've already told the world it's just the 24th, so everybody's going to be ding 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 ding.
Right. Normally we'd give a time, and then we would go in and sneak into Discord, and we would tell everybody in Discord that, hey, we put it in an hour early. So then the people that are out in the real world who are looking ahead of time will get the benefit because they're F5ing so quickly.
That's right.
I think all the people in Discord don't have to F5. They just know.
Well. Or Chris can stay up till midnight at Mountain Standard Time. We could crash the site. We're going to crash the site when the refreshes, and that's no, you won't crash the site. People know that it's coming the 24th, so we have plenty to go around. I say that, but who knows? Man.
Dude, man. I am making tiny lines.
I'm making tiny lines. You hear him, chat? This guy.
Damn.
This guy up here. I'm making tiny lines.
Was I lying?
That was too much. Jason, I apologize. That was too abrupt.
I don't even know
that was too much.
why I deal with you.
I just thought that was kind of funny. I'm making tiny lines. It's something like an NPC character would sometimes say, you know?
Job's done.
Job's done. I've got building supplies. That one has really stuck with me. You know what that one's from? One Sushi Point. Flapjack, sick bird, you got his ass. Oh! Stop touching me.
Oh, that's when you click him a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Stop touching me.
Flapjack says, "What are you buying?" What am I buying? I'm buying you out, Flapjack.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about,
What
Flapjack.
does it mean?
Jason,
What?
it's about that time.
I quit. Wait, what?
Okay. I don't know what to do.
Wait, what?
I'm normally scolded here and told I'm the villainy of fun, or
You are the enemy of fun.
the
You're making me quit.
imposter of happiness, or
I'm like right in the middle of all the important stuff. You're over there just caw doing
What?
silly nonsense.
What was that? Oh my God.
You're just doing silly stuff.
I'm a good person. I have to keep telling myself that, chat. Well, there's all those links. You're welcome.
Well, there's the links.
Well,
Do with that as you will. Good luck with
calm before the storm. Keep an eye out for more announcements as this weekend comes along. We got some fun things coming. And
Chris, I already told them all.
We're still going to announce them to the world. This is just our little beautiful ecosphere of people. We understand. I hear you, chat. We hear you. You hear Jason. Jason says the things. We put them out in the world, and just be ready. Stan, I don't owe you jack nothing.
Whoa.
Stan's like, Chris, you owe us 2 hours. And I'm like, Stan, no, I don't. You owe me 2 hours, chat. There you go. Shlablam. Who's producing tomorrow? This guy. Jen will be over here, though. Jen will be joining us tomorrow. That'll be fun. Who's producing? James Bean. Was that a call out? Did I lose my job while I was peeing? Oh no. Gandalf. Was I fired? Who's producing tomorrow? I am. Me. This guy. With the thumbs. Jason, it's time to go.
Who has 2 thumbs and a really bad attitude? Christopher.
That guy over there.
All right, well, you can see what I'm doing. There you go. We're getting bronze, slow but sure. Chris is the ruiner of fun. I could have gotten so much further today, but geez, fine, great, fine.
Oh, dude, the youth. Look at that. See these kids today? Come on. Their hip hop music and their cigarettes.
Well, Tom's I only have 1.5 thumbs.
Hey,
a half a thumb is kind of useless, isn't it? I guess you can still pinch stuff between your hand with it.
Could you do me a huge favor?
What?
Could we stream my 2-year review?
Yes.
In that room over there. Oh,
yeah.
Well, in wherever we end up.
When's your 2-year review? Like February?
February.
Yeah, no. It's not gonna.
Gosh,
sure, we can.
I hope
That'd be great.
The illness is not that far gone. We're gonna stream my review because someone was saying, "Is Jen doing your performance review?" Stan was saying, "Jen is doing a performance review. We can expect a new producer."
That's what we should do tomorrow. Is we should do a mock performance review where Jen builds up the anticipation for February.
Jen agrees with me most of the time. Jen likes my silly ideas.
She's got him convinced, that's for sure.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it for the surface level that it is, man. I can't take you seriously.
DJ Rapier Slow Jam.
My name's DJ B-Roll.
I can't wait to see Chris get fired. Your name is DJ Fix It in Post.
No, Gandalf.
I can't wait to see Chris get fired live.
Jason, why don't you just take us out?
I'm having fun.
I'm sure you are. Look how serious. Oh, there it is. There's the serious bit. He's back to serious business now. Do it really low, like
Chat.
really, like a really low hat.
Chat, I like that. You could do it like that.
Oh, that's really youthful. Really, hey, chat. Hey, you can't see my eyes.
Chat.
What's up, man?
I would like for you to understand how deep the feelings I have for you go.
I guess so.
But we'll have to leave that for another time, another discussion, another intimate moment, because the enemy of fun has said it's time to stop.
Yeah.
Right before I was about to profess my undying love to you. So, remember this the next time you come to the show, which, by the way, is Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., Monument Standard Time, sometimes called Mountain Time by plebes. But we're real folk, real nerds, and we know the truth. So if you haven't yet, please hit that follow, subscribe, or like button, and set up for alerts so you know when we go live. Because Chris, you never know if he's on time or not. But we'll be here for you.
I'm always on time. I'm always on time. I'm always on time.
The 80s would like their ball cap back.
The 80s.
Yeah, what if I'd have flipped it up and it had said suicidal on the back? It just needs to say nerd.
This is the one that always gets my friend when I do this. You like that?
Jay Matthias, I grew up playing punk, hardcore punk, and Suicidal was one of those early, all I wanted was a Pepsi. We used to stay up late on Friday nights watching MTV, hoping they would play the Suicidal Tendencies video or the Megadeth Peace Sells video, because those are the only two songs that were on the entire freaking channel that made any sense to me.
You like this? You like this
anyway,
look?
There you go.
You like this look, Jason?
No,
What's
not at
up, dude?
No.
What's going on, chat? Apparently,
No.
we don't keep secrets.
No, that's like you're like the black sheep frat guy.
Yeah, man. Let's get a pizza, like Scoob. Sorry,
this is my life.
I'm sorry, you guys.
This is my life.
That.
So everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us. As always, I apologize for Chris. We will be back tomorrow. Some more lovely painting. Oh, and we have a secret for you. I will be telling you what the third first is tomorrow, because I would not spoil that. It might break Chris's timeline if I were to tell you sooner than tomorrow's stream.
It's supposed to be on Saturday. We're supposed to talk about it Saturday.
But we don't stream on Saturday, so it would have to be Friday.
Well, that's what the social platforms are for.
Well, that's why I just told them all.
Oh.
That's why I just told them all tonight. So everybody, thank you so much. Stick around. Make sure to check out the links that Chris put up in chat. The monumenthobbies.com and monumenthobbies.eu are our life support system. Go buy some paint. Buy paint, buy brushes. Buy all the cool stuff. Next week, we got a lot of really cool stuff happening. Remember, a week of firsts. You guys already know all the firsts. Well, not all of you know all the firsts, but quite a few of you know all the firsts, because you've been here to hear the first, second first, and third first. Some of you might have only joined today and only know the third first, so you'll have to jump on socials to find out the first and the second first, because they've been released as of today. The second first is now live. The third first goes firstly live on Saturday.
And these are live as in the teasers.
So if you came up late and you didn't hear the third first, well, then you can go look on socials and find the first and the second first, and then you wait for Saturday to find the third first. But one way or another, you'll learn all the first, and next week is the week where the first happened. So thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time here, we applaud you. Thank you for joining us and watching some paint dry. Hopefully we've made a home for you on the internet. Join us again tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Later.
Bye.
I'm leaving.
Oh, you're leaving?
That's it. That's my out now.
Was that it?
Later.